It's the Weather Xtreme video. This is the morning edition. This is for Wednesday, the 21st of April. A cold front blowing through Alabama early this morning. A different kind of day today, windy and much cooler. And some of you could see a little frost on the ground early tomorrow morning. And then we have the chance of strong to severe thunderstorms on Saturday as the weekend begins. So a lot to talk about. Here we go. Got the big trough beginning to carve out nicely over the eastern half of the country, pulling down the cold air. The cold front producing a few sprinkles over the Tennessee Valley early this morning. That was the radar composite a little before 5 o'clock. Those are dissipating, and most places won't see a drop of rain today. Behind the front, Haleyville down to 39. On the other side of the front, Auburn at 57. But everybody feels that colder air today with a brisk northwest wind. We have freeze warnings in effect for areas north and west of Alabama. That's for this morning. Inevitably, frost advisories will be needed for tomorrow morning for about the northern half of Alabama as the cold air settles in. Got a risk of severe storms today and tonight on the upper Atlantic coast from near Virginia Beach up to Boston. Tomorrow, no severe weather expected across the country. And then on day 3, which is Friday, we have a risk of severe storms over much of Texas, Oklahoma, Louisiana. That marginal risk nosing into parts of central Alabama. And again, keep in mind this outlook runs through 7 a.m. Saturday. There could be some strong storms after midnight Friday night. And then after 7 a.m. Saturday, the SPC guys have pulled that risk a little farther north up to Interstate 20. So a risk of severe storms from Tuscaloosa, Birmingham, Anniston, and points south on Saturday, and we'll talk more about the setup and modeling here in a second. And let's go to day 7, which is Tuesday of next week. We've got a risk of severe storms with the next system out across parts of Texas, Oklahoma, and Kansas. And again, more on that here shortly. Here's the rain for the next 7 days. The southeast is pretty wet. In Alabama, the rain amounts between now and Wednesday morning of next week in the 1 to 2.5 inch range, and a lot of that will be on Saturday. So model fans, let's go. Here's the GFS. This is the 06C run, valid today at 4. There's your eastern trough. And again, a windy, cool, but sunny day. Highs 55 to 60 today. And that wind will make it feel colder. Tonight, the wind goes calm, and tomorrow morning, we're dropping into the 30s. We'll see some frost on the ground in many spots over the northern half of the state. And those traditionally colder pockets, and you know the places, Black Creek, Valley Head, they could touch freezing for a brief time. But most locations will stay above freezing, but mid-30s are likely with frost. This is Friday. We're dry. Highs in the upper 60s. The next system off to the west, and those storms could pack a punch. And then all of that moves in here on Saturday. And exactly how this evolves, there's still more questions than answers. There's evidence there could be 2 rounds of storms, one in the early morning hours, another round in the afternoon. This is the European. It's got the surface low north of Nashville, about 1,000 millibars. And I will say here, the European shows some very robust instability values all of a sudden. This is Saturday afternoon at 1. You can see the instability at Tuscaloosa, 3,500 joules per kilogram. Now, this is the flash density rate Saturday at 1 o'clock. And again, you can clearly see some convection going on across the Deep South. Now, we're within range of the NAM, not the high-res NAM, the convection-allowing NAM, but the 12-kilometer NAM. And this is Saturday morning at 10 o'clock with some pretty elevated STP numbers across the southern two-thirds of the state. And again, the idea is that there could be a round of storms Saturday morning, and that could bring a tornado threat if there's sufficient instability. Then a second round of storms Saturday afternoon with mainly a hail and strong wind threat. But again, once we get within that 60-hour window, we can see this in these convection-allowing models. We'll have a much better idea of how the day plays out. But the bottom line is Saturday looks wet. Will it rain all day? No. But occasional rain. Storms could be strong to severe. Rain could be heavy at times. There could be some flooding issues popping up. So just be aware of that being an active day. And then all that's gone on Sunday. Sunday should be mostly sunny with a high in the mid-70s. So for a race weekend at Talladega, the Geico 500 fine, it's going to be a challenge for those races on Saturday. Monday of next week, warm and dry, sunny with a high close to 80. Tuesday, we're dry, low 80s are likely. The next system off to the west, and again, that's where SPC has a risk of severe storms. And this is a week from today. This is Wednesday, April 28th. Pretty impressive trough to the west, a little negative tilt, and a batch of storms coming in here. And needless to say, it's way too early to know how this plays out. Could there be a severe weather threat? Sure. It's that time of the year, but we just don't know right now. But clearly, the middle of next week, Wednesday, looks active. We'll go out 10 days. This is Friday, the end of April, April 30th. Big trough in the west, and we are dry, if this verifies. Rain for Birmingham off the European ensemble. The mean between 3 and 4 inches between now and the 6th of May. And after our cold snap, we warm up pretty quickly. Again, Birmingham at 38 now off the national blend of models tomorrow morning. But by first part of next week, here come the 80s. 84 on Tuesday. And the CPC outlook. This is for April 28th through May the 4th. And this is suggesting temperatures pretty close to average. That's it for the Weather Xtreme video this morning. We'll have notes on the blog. The next video here by 3 o'clock this afternoon. If you can, catch us this evening on ABC 3340 News at 4, 5, 6, and 10 o'clock. Thanks for watching. Have a great day, and God bless. Hey, this is James Spann. I think one of the best parts of my job, getting to do weather programs in schools. During regular times, I'm in a school once or twice a day, teaching students, mostly in elementary schools, things about weather and science. It's a really great part of my job. In fact, if I wasn't a television meteorologist, I would be a third grade science teacher. But one thing I've noticed over the years, some children, not all, but some, develop a genuine fear, a phobia of weather, especially thunderstorms and tornadoes. To offset that, I commissioned a couple of creative members of my family to write a series of children's books about weather. And the first one is out. Benny and Chipper, Be Prepared, Not Scared. Your kids will absolutely love Benny the Bear and his best pal, Chipper the Beagle Dog. It's a really good read about thunderstorms and tornadoes and how it's okay to be a little afraid, but you don't have to be really afraid. As long as you're prepared, you understand them, you know what to do, and you take care of yourself. Information is very powerful, and that starts a process of kids overcoming that fear. And this book is a really good read for any elementary school student. My friend Ginger Z of ABC News in New York, the chief meteorologist there, wrote a foreword here. Jeremy Davis, an illustrator, really makes Benny and Chipper come to life. It's a great read, and your kids will love it. I would encourage you to get a copy, and we'll have future books with Benny and Chipper about things like thunderstorms and the science behind them, tornadoes, and hurricanes. So get your copy today. Right now it's available online at Spann Book, with 2 N's, spannbook.com. And you'll see some other cool stuff there as well. Benny and Chipper, Prepared Not Scared. Get your kids a copy today.